As an astute observer of professional publications, you've probably noticed that the page numbers in the front matter, like the table of contents, are typically different than the page numbers in the main content. For example, the textbook for this class uses lowercase Roman numerals in the front matter, and the first page of Chapter 1 begins on page 1, as does the Microsoft Manual of Style. And this manual for Adobe Acrobat. The manual for Final Draft does not number its front matter at all, but the content still begins on page 1. This ChargePoint installation manual also doesn't number its front matter, but it takes a different approach to numbering its content. Each chapter essentially restarts the numbering at 1. Numbering your front matter differently in Microsoft Word is relatively easy, but it's not straightforward. We're going to use section breaks, header and footer options, and page numbering options to accomplish this task. For this exercise, I suggest that you show the hidden characters in your document by clicking the Pilcrow or paragraph icon. Navigate to a place in the document where you want the new numbering to begin. In this case, I want my front matter numbering to begin after the cover page. If you have a page break inserted, as I have here, go ahead and delete it. We're going to replace it with a section break. To do this, click the Layout tab, click the Breaks drop-down button, and select Insert Next Page. Word inserts a line that looks very much like a page break, and it is, but it also tells Word that what follows is a new section. I'm going to repeat these steps after my table of contents because I want my table of contents to be numbered differently than the content of my document. Click the Layout tab, click the Breaks drop-down button, and select Insert Next Page. Now I have inserted 2 section breaks, dividing my document into 3 sections: the cover, which will remain unnumbered, the table of contents, which will use lowercase Roman numerals, and the content, which will use standard Arabic numbers. Click the Insert tab. Click the Footer drop-down button and select Edit Footer. Word opens the footer for editing at the bottom of the page, and it displays the header and footer tools in the ribbon. By default, the footer in this section is the same as the previous section. We need to disconnect this footer from the previous section. To do this, click the Link to Previous button once to deselect this option. Notice the Same as Previous notation is gone. Scroll up to the previous page containing your front matter. Click your mouse in the footer to make it the focus. Once again, click the Link to Previous button. The footer for the front matter is now disconnected from the title page. You now have 3 independent footers in your document. We're now ready to insert your page numbers. Since my cursor is already in the footer of the front matter section, I'm going to start here. Click the Page Number drop-down button and select Page Number. I like my page numbers to appear on the right, so I'm going to leave the alignment alone. Click Format. Click the Number Format drop-down and select the lowercase Roman numerals. Ensure the page numbering is set to start at 1, or in this case, I. Click OK, and click OK again. It's a little difficult to see because of the field coloring, but we have inserted a page number. Now scroll down to the first page of your content section. Click your mouse in the footer field to make it the focus. Click the Page Number drop-down button and select Page Number. Click Format. The default number format is standard Arabic numerals, so we don't need to change it. Ensure the page numbering is set to start at 1. Click OK, and click OK again. You can now see that you have a numeral 1 in the footer of your content. If you scroll down to the next page, you'll see numeral 2. If you scroll back up to the front matter, your lowercase Roman numerals are still there, and your cover page remains unnumbered. One last thing. We need to update the table of contents. Click the Close Header and Footer button in the ribbon. Locate your table of contents. Right-click anywhere in the table of contents and select Update Field. Click OK to update the page numbers. You'll see that the table of contents now reflects the actual page numbers of your contents section. Congratulations! You're now a page numbering wizard.